Good evening. Welcome to another edition of That Friday Night Live. We are That Millwall podcast, and my name is Mickey Simpson. That fella next to me is Jay. Good evening, Jay.
Good evening, Mickey. Good evening, chat. How are we?
Yeah, not bad. Just a bit of housekeeping before we crack on with the beginning. If you're listening to us on Spotify, which seems to be a big draw at the moment, we've seen my numbers on Spotify have gone up. Can you do us a favour? Can you just follow us on Spotify? And basically what that means is that every show we put out will be instantly downloaded to your Spotify, so you won't ever miss a show. And also it helps us get in front of even more Millwall fans, because then Spotify puts us in front of more people who potentially look at Millwall content, and we go from there. If you're listening on YouTube, good evening. You know what to do. You need to press that like button. If many of you have come over from Bunches, then hold tight. This probably isn't your normal sort of podcast you're used to seeing over that side of the pond. We don't hold back. We are the truth. We are normally a Millwall podcast, but right now we're going into the Euros, and well, fortunately for you guys, me and Jay don't have a filter, so we'll be right back after this.
Language you don't usually hear on television. Millwall in London's Dockland.
No one likes us, but we don't care. We're that Millwall podcast. Loud every Friday night right here. Legends like Jimmy Abdul take a share of the kitchen or two. Super Neil Harris, a fucking legend too. Through the good times and in this life, we support the Lions all our life. This ain't no place for fancy feet. This is fucking Millwall through and through. Located on our very own John Ferguson way. Let them all come, let them have their say. Millwall till we die. With that Millwall podcast, loud every Friday night right here.
Good evening and welcome then. All right, we're doing the Euros. Euros hasn't been too bad, to be fair, on some of the games, some shocks. It's very, very weird to see that Belgium doesn't have a point yet in their group, which you would never have put money on before the tournament. But right now, it's like looking at, well, a few teams. Mickey, were you reffing France versus Dutch? Yeah, I'm on the VAR committee tonight, mate. So the automatic offside rules will be all down to me. It's on the screen behind me. It's on the screen in front of me, even. So yeah, we are watching it. England did okay the first game. A lucky win, I would say. Second game, well, fuck me. Second game, I think we were the biggest pile of fucking dog shit ever, and we looked as if, we. I really don't know. I don't think we looked as if we are a team full of some of the best players in the world, playing with 3 lions on their shirt. To be fair, Jay, what's your thoughts before we really kick into some people on that?
Yeah,
team?
Exactly what you just said. It looks like a bunch of blokes who have just organised a kick up down the park. It's it's not very England-like. It's not very like of the players, the calibre of players that we've got, and the seasons that they've had. More to the point, it's very strange. But we'll get stuck right in.
I mean, my question is what the fuck was Gary Rowett? Sorry, it's similar. Watching that style of football, what England seems to have played, it's. You know, there was a wicked meme going around what basically says a team talk before England, the first game was score 1 goal and then shit yourself, sit back, shit yourself. And then basically second game was score 1 goal, sit back, shit yourself. And well done, everyone. You outdone yourself. You look the best, shit yourself fucking in the world. Basically, it was score a goal and then sit back, park the bus, and hope they didn't score. And that was very much Rowett's game. I mean, I've always said it. I always put Rowett down as he wasn't a manager who wanted to go out and win. He was a manager who didn't want to go out and lose. And what he'd do is he'd basically park that bus, hold it tight, and then literally hope that he'll get a 5-10 minute spell where he can counter attack, score a goal, and there ain't long left, and hey presto, we're done. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and then with Gary Rowett, you know, we didn't like it, but we understood it because that was the type of team we was, that was the type of players that we had. So while we didn't like that, we kind of understood it, and it kind of had some merit to why he was doing that. But with England, it's the complete opposite. This team's strength is in its attacking players, down the wings, with flair. You know, we've got strength in that midfield, and we've got one of the best strikers in Europe. And we do the complete opposite. You know, our weakness is probably at the back, and we want to use that as our base platform to start playing football for some reason. It's I'm not quite sure what Southgate's doing and what he's seeing, because he must see it. Everyone's talking about it. The pundits, I thought Alan Shearer was absolutely spot on with everything he said, and Southgate didn't make things any better with his press conference after, you know, talking about how they haven't found a replacement for Calvin Phillips. I mean, that was just
7 months,
laughable thing.
7 months, and you haven't found a sixth position. He plays in six.
Another defensive player, though. You know, in my opinion, he should be moving Bellingham back into the number 8 position alongside Rice, playing a 4-1-2-3 in like a 4-3-3 when attacking, and get someone like Gordon on the pitch who's got that raw pace, and stick Foden in the 10. He's playing a right back centre mid. He's playing a cam out on the left, and it's just, you know, and then he's wondering why things ain't working.
I mean, it's quite weird, isn't it? I mean, we've got to go on to we've got to look at. Let's start with. I agree with Richard Mitchell. Richard Mitchell looks like a new listener. Please do let us know if you are a new listener, and let us know if you are joining us from Bunches, and we'll give you a shout out. So yeah, and Richard says they should be ashamed to wear the 3-line shirt. They came out and looked as if they didn't have a clue, and that's pretty much it. That sums it up. I mean, Lee Aqua looks another new listener, to be fair. Southgate out is a Gary Rowett Mark II, score a goal and sit back, inviting the pressure. And that's the problem. Good evening, Joe. Welcome. Joey's watching. He sent us pictures earlier. He's got double screens in his office, big screens. Well, he's due. He's obviously been the Currys with their football promotion, but he's got big screens. And on one of them, he's got Love at First Sight or Married at First Sight, when that's the thing. And then on the other one, he's got the football playing, you know. So good luck to him. Hope he enjoys that, you know. Hopefully he'll be back here soon. And then we go from there. So let's start on... I don't understand why Kane has to play every game. I think that he's probably carrying an injury of some form, and maybe we don't necessarily need him, because the problem is, you playing in with the system what you've got no one being able to supply him. And Kane's good if he's getting supply, but if he's not getting supply, then he's not going to score. Foden, as you're saying, being played out on that left, it's not where he played for Man City. It's not where they use him for his strength. He needs to be slightly, you know, he needs to be in that middle area. Realistically, I understand it. You've got 2 players who play both in the number 10. But surely in today's football, and considering how long they've been playing in England camps, and they've probably been backwards and forwards, surely you must have sussed a way of being able to play them together. Please don't tell me we're going back to the whole fucking bullshit of, Lampard and Scholes again. Do you know, they can't play together and all of this, and that fucked us then. And pretty much it's going to fuck us now. I mean, there was a comment in there earlier who said, and who was it who said that, you know, Southgate should be one of the best all time, you know, England. Even if he wins his tournament, I really don't think he goes down as one of the best all time. I said that the other day.
Not as a manager in terms of his tactics and his prowess and things like that, but in terms of, you know, if he wins something and his actual record overall, just looking at numbers, he would in that sense, but looking at the man as a whole, absolutely not, because it looks like the players don't want to play for him. They showed the heat map of before we went 1-0 up and after we went 1-0 up, and we was basically 11 men on the edge of our box. You know, Kane does like to drop deep. He's done that very well.
He was pretty much a left back. Well. on that,
Yeah, basically.
on that footage, what I saw, what we saw as well, what Sky did, he was pretty much in a left back position.
Yeah,
and
the problem is
you
he's dropping
can't have-
deep, but he ain't getting the runners out. I mean, Saka. I thought Saka's been pretty good last, both games. I think he's been one of the better players. But we're not getting that pace down the wings. We're not spreading it. We're not getting into the channels. Kane's a player that likes to drop deep, spread it, and then get on his toes, and we hit him in the box. He's got one of the best strikers in Europe. Why is he playing centre half? For most of the game. Why are we knocking it about 150 times at the back, and then smashing it, and it goes back to Pickford, and he just smashes it long because we get pressured.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, you look at the player stats. I'm looking at Premier League stats for the players. So Cole Palmer, second with goals. Phil Foden, fourth with goals. Ollie Watkins, fifth, sixth with goals. Gerard Bowen, I really want him to score just to sit there and get that song out. That's, he's ninth. And you got four players who pretty much finished the Prem top, but yet why the fuck can't we put them in positions where they're going to be able to score or assists? And do you know what I mean? You look at Palmer. I mean, he's got 22 goals and 11 assists. And then, I mean, Kieran Trippier, it's got 10 assists as well. And you're like looking at these players and you're just going, I'm not being funny, but a pub manager would suss out where to play these fucking players. And yet it seems as if Southgate can't. No,
I don't think the players want to play for him, to be honest with you. I think he's the problem is our strength is in attack, and it's not what's happening out on the field. We're playing defensive football. Rice just wants to. I didn't see Rice make a forward pass once in that game. Playing him in that six is horrible. We're playing so many defensive players without much real raw pace on the wing that even when we do win the ball back in our own box, we haven't got that pace to get up the field fast enough. I don't see Foden and Saka as real pacey players. I see them as really good, technically fast players where they're good with their feet, but they're not got that raw pace like someone like Anthony Gordon has got if he was out on the wing. So when we win it, we don't break because we can't, because Kane ain't got the pace. Foden's not. Again, he's another technically quick, not actual raw pace type player. So yeah, I think he has to really mix it up now. I think if Luke Shaw's fit, he's got to come back in at left back. We really need that natural left-sided player playing on that left to get up the field, which he can do and he has done, and get them crosses in. And we need to see Cole Palmer. We need to see Anthony Gordon. And if Harry Kane does, I'm sorry, I know he's England captain, top goal scorer and had a great year for Bayern Munich. But if he don't start pulling his weight, Ollie Watkins has to play, because he did more in 5 minutes, Ollie Watkins, than in his first touch against Denmark than Kane did all night before and after his goal. So it's Southgate's got a lot of problems, but to blame it on not having a Calvin Phillips is
bullshit.
Preposterous.
Yeah, he's bullshit. I mean, personally, I would sit there and go, you know what? Phil Foden won Player of the Season in the Premiership. Why the fuck aren't you building the team around him? If Pep can and Pep does, why can't you?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then look at the other players in that team and go, actually, you know what? What do you do? I mean, you could quite happily play Bellingham and Foden pretty much in the same team and let them both have that freedom, and then they would put balls into Kane.
That's where a 4-3-3 would be good, because then you leave Rice on his own as a centre midfielder and you give Bellingham and Foden just that little bit more forward space and freedom, that old Emmanuel Petit, Patrick Vieira role where when one went, one sat, and just make Bellingham be that player who sits a little bit deeper because he can create. Bellingham's an incredible player. Had a great year.
No, go on.
He had a great year for Real Madrid, but he played in the 10, so I can understand why he's playing there. But if it's not working, then move it around. You can't just say, "Oh, he's done really well there. He's playing." This is international football. This is tournament football. This isn't This is, win or go home. Cole Palmer, like you just read off his stats, he's got to start seeing the football pitch.
Cole Palmer was third best player. Cole Palmer was a young player of the season.
Yeah, Kobe Mainoo as well. Get him in that midfield. He can drive forward. He's good on the ball.
There you go.
He clearly wants it. Get him in there.
The Premiership game changer, player of the season is Cole Palmer.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Get him in.
And then Ollie Watkins, playmaker of the season.
Yeah, he got top assists I'd love to see Palmer, Anthony Gordon, his pace, and someone like Watkins who will stretch defenders. The thing that teams are playing us at the moment, and I noticed it with both Serbia and Denmark, is they realise we haven't got that breaking pace when we win the ball. So they press us high. I don't think we have.
You don't really? I think the problem is with Foden. I mean, I was watching something yesterday, actually. It was something to do with Sky. People were talking, or was it on the BBC, where Ian Wright was picking it up, where basically every time Foden was for Man City, it'll be ball, quick, done, and it was through, and they're at the pitch. Yeah. And then the problem is with England is that if you watch the games back or watch the thing what was on yesterday after the England game yesterday, where every time you look at Foden, it's like this: give us it, and then it will go the other side, and it's like give us it, going the other side, and you're like, there's either a concerted effort that they're being told not to fucking pass the ball to him, or it's something's not right there, because at the end of the day, if I'm playing football and I've got some kid who's fucking mustard, I will be making sure that whenever I get that ball, it's going to him. When I play 5-a-side or 9-a-side, 7-a-side, whatever it is, the geezer I know what can put it in the back of the net, if I can hold it up for a minute and get a free pass, I'll be sticking it to him. Every time I will be fucking sticking it to him so that he can get it out the pitch. Because right now, we are fucking dog shit. And if we carry on like this, I can see our next game, we end up going down to, we need to win it. And, if we don't win it, someone else is going to win it. And if we get a draw or a loss, we're out.
Yeah, I think it's going to come to that anyway. I just think Gareth Southgate can't seem to manage the calibre of player that we have now. We've got, like you say, Premier League Player of the Year, Young Player of the Year, Real Madrid Player of the Year, Ballon d'Or winner, Ballon d'Or finalist, the best striker in Europe. He can't manage these not so much egos, because I don't think these are egotistical players, but I just don't think he is good enough as a manager to look after these egos that aren't there, but the calibre of player, and get them playing. Because what has Southgate done? He can't sit there and tell Jude Bellingham anything about playing in the number 10. Southgate's staff is nothing to write home about. He can't tell Foden or Saka, or he can't manage these players, in my opinion. I think the players have give up on him. I really do. The way that game against Denmark was probably the worst England performance at a tournament. Now, we've played bad friendlies, but, I don't take those friendlies. But, if we win the group and we go and play Germany, we're going to get absolutely embarrassed by Germany. Absolutely embarrassed.
Yeah, considering that we took the piss out of Scotland, getting hammered by them. We would be lucky if it's not worse. Yeah. I mean, Jason 444 says, can we just fuck the Palace cunt off and bring Bomber in for the rest of the tournament? He'll be back in time for the start of the season. Do you know what? Jokes aside, that ain't a bad call, because I think Harris would fucking send a rocket up there.
I don't think Southgate's got that about him. No, that's what worries me. I don't think he can give people a kick up the arse, because they look at him and go, who the fuck are you?
Well, it's not just that. It's all this, the press conference. I mean, I was going to get a video earlier, but I thought it might be a bit libelous, so I thought I can't really play it out. I'll post it on Bunches in a bit, where he was pretty much doing what he was, with the AI, and it was like a nice, honest way. But it was, it'd have been lovely if it was him, but it weren't. So but Southgate, Richard Lacey says Southgate needs to grow a pair of bollocks. Ramsey won World Cup, and Hurst with Hurst, not Greaves, 100%. Do you know what I mean? So Dan Riggs, says Bellingham is a centre mid, as is in a box to box, as is a box to box player. Foden is in the 10. Saka, Gordon, or Palmer on the flanks. I think that's probably spot on, to be fair, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I definitely think Gordon's got to be the next name. Gordon and Main, and either Main, or if he keeps Bellingham in the 10, he's got to bring Gordon in, and if he moves Bellingham, he's got to bring Mainu into. If Bellingham stays in the 10, he's got to bring Mainu in to give Rice an outlet, and if he doesn't, he needs to drop Bellingham back and bring in Gordon, because we need that pace. Gordon was ridiculous for Newcastle. Like getting down that wing, he was frightening, and we don't put the fear into teams for that pace. They press us so high because they know, well, even if they win the ball, then they're not the quickest team. They've got quick technical players like Saka and Foden, but we ain't got raw pace like Yaya Toure wasn't a real fast runner, but he was a strong runner. You know, we haven't got that raw pace that someone like Gordon has. And so they just pressure us. They keep the pressure high, and they realise that if we press high and they win the ball and they break on us, the only real person we've got back there to deal with that threat is Walker. So that they take a chance, and you know we've been really lucky, I think, to top the group. That being the positive, that we are top of the group, and you know a draw will pretty much seal it against Slovenia. But it shouldn't get to this point. But we started bad in the last Euros. And we had these same conversations, or fans had these same conversations, and we went to the final. So, you know, Gareth Southgate's got a lot of work to do.
It's quite weird. I've just literally got a message from a source in Holland who's just basically given me the name of a Dutch player we're interested in. Nice. I'm not necessarily going to mention it just in case an opening up.
Well, I hope it's a centre back. It might be Van Dijk.
No, it's not Van Dijk, mate.
We need a centre half by all accounts, don't we?
It's not Van Dijk, and allegedly it's a midfielder.
Oh, as the replacement, perhaps. But it's this is as bad as it's been under England.
Scores goals, though, mate.
Good. We need them, but we also need players that can keep them out. With the news that Alex Mitchell's deal is set to be confirmed at some point next week.
He had a medical last week, so I heard. So look, I think the problem is that when you've got a club like us who was loaning him out for so long, you have to start questioning: does the club think he's going to break through to the Championship? And I think the problem is, I mean, I question selling him to Charlton because Charlton's favourite to come up next season. We'll briefly come back to the Euros in a second. We just spoke about this because it's coming. Thanks to my Dutch contact who's probably listening or watching. I would say that if you've got to sort of look out really what's best for you as a club. If you sell him now, he's got a year left. You're going to get some money for him. Not lots, but you're going to get some money. And because of FFP rules, it's going to be more beneficial to you because he's been here since he was 15. You've got to make that risk. It's not good. And it's not fantastic for a club to say that he hasn't developed, but some days players will make a fantastic League One, League Two player, but they won't necessarily step up to the Championship. Same as youth. Yeah. You know, you've got players what are fantastic in youth, but unfortunately they won't make it coming forward. So I would just say, look, thank you very much, Alex, for everything what you've done for the club. I think you played 110 games, out on loan. You played a friendly for us. We like the look of you. It's just unfortunate that we're not really football experts, I suppose, and maybe it wasn't going to be. But let's just roll that dice and see what happens. Hopefully, we whack a massive sell-on fee on it. And hopefully in time you'll make it, or you just become a legend in League One or whatever. But just don't help Charlton get up though. That's the only. No, well, that's the only bit for me. So yeah,
I mean, I'll trust Gallen. He's got a massive amounts of pedigree and experience in this job of recruitment and youth and things like that. I imagine that this decision wouldn't have happened without Gallen being part of it. So. Until he gives me a reason not to trust him, I trust him. trust is sort of given at a club like Millwall, but it's very easy to lose. And when you do lose it, you don't get it back.
So there was no, that's it. No, that's it. I agree with you there. Sorry, let's go back into Euros rather than going off. And someone in the comments has suggested who the player is. I'm not going to confirm or deny. But yeah, Harry, you're not bad. Where is it? The quote where it says that the team's £500 million is what the England team's worth, and he got scored by a player that died and come back last tournament. Shocking.
Yeah, Højbjerg and Eriksson make up their midfield, and we've got Declan Rice, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Jude Bellingham in there. And it's you look at Denmark's overall defence. They Leicester players, one of their best defenders. Their midfield's pretty slow, in my opinion, not very technical. It's pretty much a bruiser team, Denmark, with a couple of players that can hit you if you give them a chance. So that should have been a signed, sealed, delivered win, especially after going 1-0 up. You need to, against teams like that, you need to put the hammer on, and you need to end it. And and this is why England struggle the way we do, because Germany will do that. They'll go 1-0 up and then they'll go for the jugular. The French, they'll do it. Spain look really good at the moment, and we look really, really so far off the pace. I can't see if we get out the group, which we will. The next round, that's it. I think it's over. I think it's over then, because I don't see what he can do or what he can change. That's going to drastically change the outlook of this team. And without making so many changes, with only one game, he has to experiment in his game to some extent, whilst also trying to get a win, because he's got to put people on notice. Yeah,
I mean, get in the comments. Tell us who your team will be for what we're playing next. Slovenia, isn't it? Slovakia, Slovenia. So let us know what your teams would be in the comments. Tell us who your 11 will be. I say that we're going to have to play. I think we should play Foden and Bellingham, just one in front of the other. Bellingham just behind Foden, or just there in the middle, and let Kane be out front. And I mean, considering that Kane's a striker, why the fuck does he keep coming back so deep? Doesn't need to.
He done it for Tottenham like most of his career, and it was good. But then when he was at Tottenham, he had Heung-min Son, who's rapid, who understood Kane. That when Kane dropped, Son was gone, and it was one ball in from behind from Kane, and Son was in. So it worked then. With England, he hasn't got. I think if he played Anthony Gordon, which is what I hope he does, we might see a little bit more of that. But Kane's got to realise that we ain't got that at the moment in this team, and he's got to be more experienced as a captain, and he should be saying something to the players, or saying something to Gareth and going, we need to change it up, because they all just seem like they don't know what to say. Or Walker was very chat PT with his interview, we're still top of the group, you've got to think of the positives, blah, 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 blah. It's some people need to come out and go, do you know what? This ain't fucking good enough. This is tournament football. You haven't got time to sit there and think about the positives. This is win or go home. And they're talking like they're playing for their club.
Yeah. And there we go. Look, I mean, Daily Mail, good evening. Daily Mail has come out and said Southgate will pick the same team. Dan Riggs has come in now with Rice sits in front of the back four, centre mid Bellingham, Foden 10, feeding Kane, Gordon, Palmer, Saka serving Kane in the box.
Yeah, that's and I would be doing that. To be fair, I would be taking out. But I'm going to drop Foden in my team. I know that's controversial for this game. I'm taking Foden out because we're not playing to his best strengths. And I think that Cole Palmer played in the 10 for Chelsea in that little free role, and he scored so many goals, really like out of nothing goals as well. I think in this last game, give him a shot, play Gordon on the left, Saka on the right, Bellingham and Rice sit back a bit and just take turns in pushing up and then try and get the ball to Kane, but in areas where we get the ball out wide quickly. And you have a Palmer coming in on the edge of the box, and you have Kane in the 6-yard box. That's where we need him. That's where he got his goal last night.
Yeah, I mean Harry Dodd makes a good point there. If he was moaning about Calvin Phillips, why didn't he call him up if he couldn't find his replacement? It's just a good question.
I agree why he didn't, though. I do agree why he didn't. I think most people, let's be honest, right? Let's play devil's advocate. When he didn't call Calvin Phillips up, everyone, 99% of responses to that I saw were people happy that he's finally gone with players that are on form. He didn't take Rashford because he didn't have a good season. Didn't take Henderson, so he picked players on form. I don't think we can complain too much about the side that the players he's took. The only one I would suggest is probably Grealish. I think Grealish would have really changed the dynamic of that game last night. He holds the ball up, he stretches play, he wins your free kicks, gets you upfield. I think in tournament football, Jack Grealish is a perfect type of player. That was a real big shock. But, he's now got to find this midfield pairing because he's got Walton sitting there who could probably do that job. Main who's sitting there who's had a great season. He's got all these players that have had great seasons, but he ain't got enough time to work out who's going to be best. He has to just do it now.
I'll tell you, Dan Riggs must be on the beer tonight, mate. He's made some cracking comments tonight, and look, another one there. Calvin couldn't even get in the Vermin side last season. Says it all.
And when he did, he was poor, and he was poor when he did. So,
and also,
I agree with him not taking him.
I mean, I can understand why you wanted to take Shaw, but if he's not training again, then he ain't going to be playing the last game.
Apparently, he was close to the Denmark game.
Yeah,
he should be ready for.
Well, Gary says there, Shaw not training again. Chances are he won't be fit to play this tournament. He's our only left-footed player.
Should have took Chilwell. That's a mistake that
Ben White. He should have took. Whatever happened with Ben White, someone should have fixed it. Unless it was that he was just so. Unless it was that he just thought, whatever, because allegedly there was something said maybe to him. Unless he just thought, you know what, fuck it. You think you know best, you don't, you shit, fuck off, see you later.
Yeah, maybe it was Southgate.
I don't want to be part of this failure because I can understand that because if they do fail, Southgate will get shit, but the players will get the shit even more.
And they'll deserve it because although Southgate is, we've got our problems with Southgate and we've named a lot of them, I honestly don't believe Southgate is giving them instructions to do what they did against Denmark and sit that deep. I don't think it is. You can instruct the team to play a certain way, but how can you lay the blame on Southgate? Now I'm playing devil's advocate. You can't lay the blame on Southgate when Real Madrid's top best player this season couldn't make a 5-yard pass. Foden couldn't even play Kane. He went trying to do it on his own. Like there were so many bad performances out there that weren't on Southgate. Are outside of the tactics. It's a collective thing at the moment. They're playing poor and they're being taught poor.
The thing that gets me is, and I've had this row with Stephen a few times, if you're listening, hello Stephen, is this, right? Those 11 players on that pitch could go out and play random right now against a team and they would play better than they would under Southgate.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you need to be managed. If you watch some of these shows on YouTube and all that, where they turn up with the ex-players and they suddenly turn up in a 5-a-side, a 7-a-side game, and then all of a sudden they just make that team fucking mustard, bringing other people in it and all that lot. Then, personally, if I was that group of players, I'd just go, the manager don't know what he's fucking doing, mate. We've just got to go out and win this. Let's just do it. Right. You're going to go there. You're going to go there. We're just going to do it. Yeah, okay, you're going to get the ref at half time. You'll take the hit. You come back out and you go, fuck it. We'll do it our way. And off we go again.
I mean, that's what I would do in tournament football, especially with the players that we've got. If I was the manager, it would be that I'll address it like this. You've all had great seasons. Foden in the 10, Bellingham centre, and you put the team out and you go, look, just do what you've done all year. Just find a way to feed each other. Don't be greedy. Let's get it back to, let's go basic football. Don't give nothing away silly. We drop when we defend and we attack when we attack, and try and make it very simple so that you're not trying to overeducate these players in tournament football. That's when it can get very, very silly. You just got to let them be them, whilst also just giving them very brief instructions, not to be a solo person. And remember that you're part of the team. Go out there and win the game. How you do that is up to you on the pitch, but the basics are: don't fucking give the ball away. look for your man next year. I'll fight for your man next year, and just give very basic instructions. It sounds like Southgate wants to go so deep in what he's trying to do that the players are going, fucking hell, like this isn't a season. This is a tournament.
But we saw it. We saw it here with Rowett and then obviously Edwards. Edwards obviously had a plan what he wanted to play. The players couldn't necessarily get on with that plan and fucked up. And then obviously he ended up costing him. And it's pretty much where Southgate, it looks as if Southgate's either being too complicated and the players can't understand what he wants to do, or he's not telling them enough.
Do you know one of the biggest things is that before the start of the tournament, they addressed his future, didn't they? And he's basically said, if I win, I'm off. And if I lose, obviously I'm off, and I think that's had a massive impact on it because they know he's going. They know he's going. He probably knows he's going. I don't think he's making us play shit because he's going, because why would he's English? He's an Englishman. He wants to win, played for England. He wants to win the Euros. I don't think it's for the want to try. And I just think the players know that he's not going to be here and he's not the guy to win us a trophy. Now, that's on them as well.
Yeah, but it is so like watching Millwall. Where do we go? Definitely. We can't go forward. Side pass, back pass, keeper, boot it up there, lose the ball. Oh shit, we're on counter attack. And that is pretty much what it was the other night. We gave away, the geezer got the ball, took a shot. Okay, it was a cracking shot, but took a shot just outside and fucking blasted it in. We didn't close him down quick enough. We're fucked. And these are players what shouldn't be doing that. Foden wouldn't get away with how he's playing here under Pep. It just wouldn't happen. No. And then, we're not. I mean, Bobby's going Klopp for the next England. No, I'll tell you who I would take as the next England manager. And it might be a bit controversial.
Not a German, that's for sure.
Not a German. I would take Jose. I would take Jose Mourinho, and I would take him as England. Because I reckon he would fucking shake it the fuck up, mate.
Yeah, I think so. I also like Eddie Howe. As an Englishman, I like Eddie Howe. Very attacking, very forward thinking.
It's not good enough.
I think he's done well for Newcastle. I think he's done
really
well
for
won?
Newcastle. Sorry, I missed. What did they win? When did they win the Champions League?
But you think when they were like third bottom,
shut up.
And he took over, they went to the Champions League.
Yeah, but fuck me. If we got a Saudi prince take over Millwall, mate, we can fucking make the Champions League.
Yeah, but they had something like 9 of the players that got them into the bottom 3. He had 9 of them players in his starting 11, and they went straight up and finished, where they finished. I think give him the talent, he'll do well. He's English. I agree with you, though. My first choice would be Jose. I don't think that would happen. I think his swan song or his final way day would be perhaps the Portugal job if Martinez doesn't do anything. But it's it's who we get is going to be the next topic. That's going to be right around the corner.
That's a good one there. Look, Pep. Harry's saying that Pep said he wouldn't manage Spain and wouldn't mind managing England.
There's no way he'll manage.
And he's leaving City.
I don't believe that.
At the end of next season, that would be.
I'd love that, and that would be great. But the thing is, as well, is that because some managers are great managers domestically, tournament football is so different. Like it really is. You don't even know if Pep would be, because Pep is such a technician, and there's so much that Pep installs, and that you have to understand with a Pep style team. I don't know if he'd be able to do that in a tournament, because it is such short lived, and you don't have much time with these players. I don't think them type of managers would be great international managers. Hence why they're probably still club managers, and some of them never do. And you get it's the no names that take over international teams, and they do really well because they're just tournament managers. I think it's a different. Same with the players. You get players that play great for their country and shit for their club. Rashford is a prime example.
Yeah, no, that's it. Right, just for a quick 2 minutes, do you want to? If I bring this one up, do you want to just do a quick thing on the fantasy and
yes,
and also. You might as well just give what you're doing next season a little plug, and people can start following that on Twitter and stuff. And I just grab a glass of water because I'm dying.
Yes. So right, those of you that did decide to join the fantasy league that was set up for the Euros, that's going pretty well at the moment. And the standings, as you can see, if you're looking at a bigger screen, you'll be able to make out the standings there, which is Cat Taxi. That's Charlie sitting at number 1 on 56 points current. Obviously, the game's going on now. In second place, as it stands, or you have a joint second actually, is, if you can, well, you can make that out anyway, can't you? And then you got Stephen Jones, and you got myself, Bermondsey Brawlers, Stephen, Gary. You need to pick some points up, mate. Dan Riggs up there now, picking some points up with Van Dijk. Andrew with Southgate out, and Don't Look Back, Tanganga picked up some real good solid points this week. So that's kicking off really well at the moment. And thanks to those that have joined. It's been good so far. So what's happening next season is something very similar, where we'll be doing the EFL Fantasy League, and there will be a podcast for that. And that is at Fantasy EFL Show. If you want to get over to Twitter and socials and follow that, I'm sure Mickey will put that in the description or something, or you can find that later. But that will be coming, where we'll be doing a full show based on fantasy. We'll have a league going. There'll be other podcasts coming on to represent their teams. It'll be with League One, League Two, and we're going to go whole hog with the EFL at getting a full podcast going, a full fantasy season going. And there'll be some prizes at the end of it as well for winners and things like that, consolation prizes. So, yeah, there's more to come with that. And Mickey will be doing a lot in the background. But, yeah, there's more to come with that. So if you are a fantasy fan, check out at Fantasy EFL Show and look for updates, because it's coming.
It is coming. It is coming. I've just realised that I'll put you there. You need to put a light on or something, fella, because you look like the milk tray man. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's a bit of a milk tray man. So yeah, I'm better now. I've got a drink. I was dying, mate. I was like, oh, I need to have a drink. And my missus ain't been well all week, and there was a bottle of water there, and I'm thinking, I went to have a swig out of it, and I can smell that she's been near it, because it's got the her lip balm on it, and I'm thinking, no, I don't want to drink it just in case I get one.
Not yet.
Yeah. Chris, there is a it's another one that's coming, and we'll be announcing. We got a sponsor for that one, a known channel and whatnot, not a known channel, but a known place who's going to be sponsoring that. That will be a Premier League. That would be a EFL Championship prediction. So basically, what you get is you need to make sure that you do each game, and what you'll do is you'll get 3 points for, I think it's 3 points for a correct score, 1 point for a draw, or I think 1 point for the correct team, and that goes through the season. But there will be little quick shows just to remind you to make sure that you do them, because obviously the problem you have with that is that if you miss a week, all of a sudden you can be massively behind. So yeah, I don't do fantasy football. I've always done it for about a week or two. Don't realise about the transfers, putting players in, putting players off, etc., etc., etc. So yeah, I don't do them, but I do the predictions, where it's just literally going Millwall versus Blackburn. I'm going to go 2-1 Millwall. That's basically what it's all about. But yeah, there'll be a competition there. There'll be monthly prizes. Top of the league will get a prize. Best outbreak, that sort of thing. So yeah, there'll be a few prizes for there. So yeah, you're all good. Yeah. Fortuna Sittard, yeah, is the same player. I don't know if the contact I spoke to seems to think we're interested, and say I will message him back and say I think that's what we covered for shows there. We've covered the follow us on Spotify. That would do us really good. And also Bunches. If you're on Bunches or not yet, then get yourself over to Bunches. Check out our latest tweet for this show. There's a Euros one there. Get in there. Mike Bassett should be better than Southgate. Yeah. Any updates on Jed coming back?
Bertie Bassett would be better than Southgate.
The Daily Mail, the Ebony Bridges from Wish. Thanks for that. Yeah. Deary me. Yeah, I don't know. I just think Southgate is dog shit. In the same way that I thought Rao was dog shit. I think you've taken him where you can go to, and we need someone else to take it the next step. The fact that you can't get £500 million players who are probably one of the most expensive teams in this tournament, and you can't get them playing, just shows really that you shouldn't really be in that job. No,
that's right. It's all and it's a team game at the end of the day, and if you can't, you can have a bad team, but you can win stuff because they're coached well, and they understand he's there, and he does neither. He's got the talent and he doesn't know how to coach it. So it's not like he's coaching a bad team. He's got a good team that he's not getting the best out of. So yeah, he's got to go. But then Africa, didn't they sack their manager halfway through the tournament, and then they went and won it, didn't they? Something like that. One of the African Cup of Nations or something. One of them.
I've got no idea, mate. I don't.
Yeah, that was put out. So they sacked their manager, I think, a couple games in, and they went and won the tournament. So
I think it's all a bit of a mad one, isn't it? I don't know, mate. I don't know, but yeah, there's that. I've asked the Dutch guy. Yeah, everyone's sitting there saying that. Is it Julian Baz?
Julian Baz, yeah.
Julian Baz, yeah. Julian Baz is what I got a little while ago. And it looks as if Fortuna has now put it out there, which probably where they got it from or somewhere else. Wait and see. He's a 22-year-old, fingers crossed, but a midfielder allegedly. So
another Bundesliga club are talking to him as well, apparently.
It depends, though, doesn't it? If he wants to come over, and hopefully, I think he used to play with. I think he's played with
Zian.
That's the man I was looking at. I think he's played with them. And
then will Zian do him a turn if he's gonna do the off? Is he gonna want to come if he knows that Zian's not going to be here?
I don't think Zian's going anywhere, mate.
I hope not.
I don't think there's any offers, and I think realistically it all depends on what the offer is. I don't believe that the offer what was there before has come back. I think it was pretty much that there was an offer for a various amount of players, and it looked as if Zian was probably third or fourth on that list, and they got the players higher above and just walked off and went, no thanks, that's it, I'm done, I don't need you no more.
Yeah, I mean, I'd still like to keep him because he's, for even a down year, he was still our best player outside of Leonard for what he did defensively. He's still our best creative player overall. So I'd still hope we keep him and we build around him rather than get rid of him and start again. It's seems pointless for me. Although they could bring some money in. If it ain't enough money, keep it. But we need to sign someone rather than letting people go.
All I know with Tanganga, Harry Dodd. I mean, again, do you know what? We're there, mate. If you've got any questions, throw them in, mate. If you've got any questions you want to ask Jay, how many Red Bulls does he need to do? It'll be how many Red Bulls does he need on a show or something like that? Yeah, let us know. Only thing I know in Tandanga is that we've put a good offer in and we're just now waiting. But I think there's more to that than meets the eye. Not in that deal, but I think there's more things in there, and that's the problem with a lot of these. It was a bit like with Bart. We put an offer in for Bart, and then obviously, he had his knee injuries and stuff, and then we ended up getting him back and going a different way. I just wonder if there's more, because it just seems weird, doesn't it, that a player like Tanganga hasn't gone anywhere else, and he played fucking mustard for us last year. And it just
is he on his holidays, or is he waiting? Is he waiting for something to happen, for other moves to take place before he can opens up for him?
Well, I mean, to be fair, what is it? I mean, they're going to look at the Euros. Most of the players are going to look at Euros. Who stand out there really? Is there anyone who's really going to be stand out? And two, to be fair, the clubs what have just come up, he could be an ideal one for them. But why haven't any of them moved? Why hasn't Ipswich guy moved for him? Why haven't they moved in for him already? if they want it, just makes me wonder why.
Well, part of me hopes that
Jed Wallace
you
is
let-
coming back. Don't say it.
part of me hopes that you let Alex Mitchell go because you're it's there that Tanganga's coming, or someone of that level, or a much better player than Alex Mitchell is coming in. I don't think you can make that decision without having it in play, especially losing Hutchinson as well. Murray Wallace is old and got his problems. At the back, we are a calamity at the back. It's poor. We need the strength from there right the way across, I think, because although Lenny had a great season, it was his first real season. He's played a lot of games. Is he going to be fit next year?
It's also weird about Hutch, wasn't it? I mean, I don't know.
I don't think he's gone.
No, I don't either. I don't know. It's just weird, isn't it? Because
I think he comes back, Hutchinson.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe on that one. I'm sort of with you because I just can't see us as a club treating a servant like him without playing him that last game to give him his final goodbye. And something there doesn't add up. And I think there's probably more players around what are possibly happening. The only one where I'd say no, I would say possibly I would look at I reckon probably it's not the last we've seen of Hutch. I reckon it's probably not the last we've seen of Tandanga. I think possibly Longman isn't the last we've seen of him. Would we look at Creswell? Don't know. Would we look at this Dutch player? Possibly. If Dutch media are reporting that it's us, then obviously that's happening. But they're the left field ones to a degree. But, I've said it all along that I still think there's probably movement on Tandanga. I've got no idea if it's going to happen or not. I'm more interested, if I'm honest, I am more interested in having our shirts out as soon as possible. That's all I'm interested in. If we can do that for the first season ever, then that'd be great because I think that will give us a lot more potential income because people buy them in the summer before they go away.
Again, it's another off season in SC16 where tragedies hit every department of the club, and it's. I hate to say it like this, and I don't mean it any other way than that I'm saying it, but we also need now a goalkeeper.
I'm glad you said it like that. I was glad you said it like that because I was. There's a couple of comments in the thing, and I didn't necessarily wanted to bring it up and do it, but there's obviously it's like the elephant in the room. No disrespect to Southgate, but unfortunately, the team we need to move on to a degree. Someone's watching late. I think someone's actually done what no one else did apart from Dan Riggs. Is they've actually put the team. When I said, let us know what England team you want to play next.
Yeah, we'll go through that.
We'll get it up in a minute. But
I
think Bart could come back.
I mean, it would make sense for a short-term solution if with the finances. Look, once a lion, always a lion.
But Dan says Bart can't come back. Love him, but he's done.
I think he's done. I do think he's done. But we need to be smart with how we approach. Not every signing we could spend £2-3 million on. We need to be a bit smart. Would he come back to mentor Truman? Maybe if we play it safe like that and shore up the defence to protect Truman rather than get a quality keeper and lack elsewhere. It's a shame that we've got to think about goalkeepers. I've not spoke about it because I haven't been on the show since it happened. But look, thoughts, prayers go out to his family, his twin brother. No, I wasn't on the show.
Oh, you weren't, were you? No, you were
to work.
Then you weren't. Yeah.
But look, it's once a lion, always a lion. And when we do talk about getting a new goalkeeper in, it is not in any way, shape, or form to say it in any discredit at all. Matty Sarkic was a Millwall player and will always be a Millwall player. That's how it is at this football club. And it's a real shame that we have to have this conversation. But sadly, as is life, if I die at work tomorrow, my job will be up on the LinkedIn the very next day. It's It's a horrible, cruel world. We have to accept it, and it's a conversation we've got to have over the summer. And it won't be the first time we've mentioned about goalkeepers, sadly.
No, and I think that I think Millwall will be insured.
I hope we do something first game of the season.
I don't know who it was. I think it might have been Dan Riggs or someone else. Fucking hell. France nearly scored them, but fucked up in front of the goal.
Yeah, Griezmann
managed to get a soul. Yeah. I like the blue nets or the white nets with the blue 20 in them. I think that would be a nice little touch.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's a cool touch. Yeah. People have mentioned about retiring shirts, and
I do love, by the way, that people
things
are watching
like that.
Slightly delayed.
Yeah, I would. I don't know about retiring shirts, because if you retire Matty's shirt, God rest him, over a tragedy, there's other shirts for other reasons that warrant retirement as well. And I think we open up a whole can when it comes to retiring shirts. I just think we need to remember him. We need to appreciate what he did for the club. He made some massive saves, treating at Swansea away, Birmingham away, then penalty saves, Southampton away, that great save to keep 3 points on the board. We just got to appreciate and be proud and fond of the short time he had at the club, what he did for the club, because he was a massive part in keeping us up. And I think we need to keep the memory alive like that.
You see, with Sarkic, it's not really a bad call to say name the away end after Sarkic, purely because he was a player who's played for other clubs. So, technically, it's not like someone, like naming the away end after JB or Neil Harris or, Harry Cripps or something like that. It's slightly different. I think with an away guy.
Well, he was an active player. This is where it gets different and it gets touchy. This is not a guy retired. When Barry Kitchener passed, God rest him, we had the thing then. But with Harris, if God forbid anything happened to Harris, it'd be the same for him. It's when players are active players and they are as young as Sarkic, it's a different turn. Oh, and Holland are 1-0 up.
Do you know what? That's weird, right? I've just seen the goal there. The goal's just happened for me right this second.
Xavi Simons, and some of you have got him in fantasy.
Right. It's just happened there. You had it a couple of seconds before me, and Richard Mitchell put it in like at 9:27. So over a minute and a half ago, he put it in.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's probably what he's watching it on telly. I know it's offside.
Oh, good, because some of you bastards have got Xavi Simons in your fucking fantasy team. So
I know it's a goal.
Have one of them. I better not be.
I don't know. The screen's saying goal, and the ref's got the flag up.
It's the first ball that he's onside. He's onside. Oh yeah, he's 22. I think Frimpong's
threw him offside.
Yeah, I think he's interfering with play there. Yeah, is this a right call? It's a pain in the ass, and I'm glad, because, like I said, that's fantasy implications that go in my favour. So. But they are checking it, according to me.
Oh, that's unfair. Christ.
No, I don't, mate. They're not my friends. This is a fantasy league. They're not my friends during the fantasy league. I love you all to death in the bunches and in the chat and that, but not when we're playing fantasy football. No, fuck off.
Oh, he looks gutted, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's a shame. It's probably first goal. But as we were saying,
we keep talking about doing a live watch along, but we keep talking ourselves out of. Do you know what I mean?
We will do one. We'll get enough support where we'll do it. But as we were saying, it's when it's an active player, I think the club have got to tread carefully, because he was young and he was our active goalkeeper. It's not just a case of ex Millwall players died and we invite the family down and we do lay a wreath and we have the screen go and then that's it. This has got an impact right now at the club. And it is.
Can I just say something here? There was a rumor going around. I'm not going to say the rumor, but I know that obviously Chris has seen it. I don't think that, if I'm honest, I don't think Fanatics have any leeway on that, mate. If the club wanted it down, it would have been down. I just wonder whether or not the family wanted it still up.
I think it'd be bad for a business to take it down, because you get more shirt sales for something like that. Maybe I don't think the family would want to take something like that down. It was a footballer. They'd want people to wear his shirt and and it's going to be another sad opening day to the season at the Den this season. But retiring the shirt.
I did, Alex, and that fella who put that flag up, mate, is more fucking confused than Scooby Doo, mate. Trust me. So, we'll get this. Lads, quick question. Would have this VAR in the Championship. Over to you, Mickey. Remember, mate, I'm your striker. Oh, well. Oh, I see. David's changed his name to them. So, yeah. It's so... Is it a goal? No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not a goal. Automatic VAR by the looks of it then, is it? Oh, hang on.
I don't think they know what's going on today. You got Ronald Koeman's just walking about and Mbappe's flapping his hands.
This is all a bit bad. This is the longest VAR.
It's
I've
not a
seen
goal
take,
because
isn't it?
he stopped Mingan from diving, because if he dives,
Yeah, but it looks as if it's off that French player. Look, when the ball it comes off the French player.
Yeah, but it doesn't work like this. It works as the ball's kicked. The same as when a free kick's taken. It's if you're in an offside position as the ball's kicked, it's offside, isn't it? It's this version of VAR I would take in the Championship.
Yeah,
I would not take the Premier League's version.
I'm gonna go with Richard Mitchell because he's about a minute ahead of us.
Yeah, go.
So
Yeah.
If he's calling no goal, it's no goal. So
Good.
We go with that. Unless he's just fucking pulling us up here, mate, and making us look like proper full scale.
No, they took the goal kick. They took the free kick.
So yeah,
which is good because Charlie, who's sitting at the top, he's got Xavi Simons. So good.
Oh, is he? Okay. Question for you while you're in here, not you, because I know yours, but would you want a live watch along? I don't know. I don't know how we could do it. We couldn't do
maybe
it.
Maybe a Millwall away day.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, let us know in the comments. Just put yes or no, because part of us thinks it's a little bit muggy to a degree. I suppose it's the right words, but both of us want to have a go at it just to see. But it's sort of like doing. Yeah, it's definitely offside. Look at that.
Yeah, it'd be where one of us will commentate as such, and the other will go to chat.
Sorry, Dan. No, we wouldn't be asking you to pay. We wouldn't be asking you. You don't have to pay. You don't have to charge. I'm more than happy to put subscribers only on if you want, so you can only do it. But yeah, no. It is a good call. We could do Jamaica in the Copa America next week.
I'll get dressed up in that.
Harding's playing, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
So being Millwall related, he does.
Yeah, could do.
But we wouldn't. It wouldn't be like this. You know, with us going, oh, it would just be a chat like this, but with the game where we're watching. Oh yeah, no, we won't be doing it, mate. It's fucking 1 a.m. in the morning.
Oh yeah, no chance. I'll probably be at work.
Yeah. Turn digital with you two. Yeah. Listen, it's just a thing, mate. If you do want to donate to anything, that QR code at the bottom is the QR code for the charity. And all the next season, that's where that's all going. So if you do want to donate or anything else, that's the place to donate. Donate to the charity. They need it more than we do, mate. So yeah,
exactly.
It's all there, mate. So yeah, as long as we cover the cost to run this, I don't care. So yeah.
Yes, Chris Brown, I like your style there. I'll jump on that with you. I'll invite you on.
We have a few things coming up next season. Just stick with us with bits and pieces, mate. We have a few different things what are coming for next season. You still got your Millwall stuff. You got your fantasy. You've possibly got some other bits and pieces coming. Obviously, don't forget to, once he tells us where it is, Chaps is going to be doing his show from his channel. We'll have a slightly different take on ours with some bits sort of slightly changed, not copying this format, but slightly changed. More of like a bloggy sort of thing. But yes, I am looking forward to next season, to be fair. You have Omar back, allegedly, as well. So yeah, and then we just need to find ourselves a few sponsors or something so that we can give away stuff and do some giveaways and stuff. That would be always great. And I am looking at something so that we can actually do a live call-in show.
Yeah, that's going to be good.
Yeah, Omar. Yeah, Ben. Omar was a top reporter on the Euros, wasn't he? He was fantastic, mate. If you missed his shows, then you need to go find them on YouTube. And if you do find them, please let me know where they are. Because I can't
So
find
we can
them. Yeah, doing him a day watch along. I'll tell you what I wanted to do last season, but I don't know what the legalities are. I've got loads and loads of old games, really good old games like the Liverpool FA Cup and the Chelsea, Arsenal, Sheffield Wednesday.
They would be good to do.
I've got old ones, but the only way you'll be able to do them, because I think the copyright would be either as an unlisted watch along as such, so we put it on and watch it, or it'll be like a webinar sort of thing. But I found out now with this that I can pretty much, so we could end up doing lives like we're doing now, hit an hour, and then basically go unlist it, and then literally you post a link into Bunches or somewhere, and then go, you can carry on watching it from there. And you can literally carry it on, or we just start something else. We do an extra half hour or whatever afterwards, but only for people from there. So we've got loads of bits and pieces done. But listen, we wouldn't be where we were now without you guys. And yeah, we've always said, mate, we're not going to sit there and go pay me or, get in there.
No, all we do also is that you get over the Bunches, because that's where a lot of the initial stuff comes out, gets sent to.
It's quite funny as well. Have you seen now they've got B? I think it's called BAI or BIA, BAI. I think it's called. And if you just do @BAI and then ask it a question, it basically takes what group you're in. Like there's one in the Premiership and the Euros, and it's basically a chat GBT and stuff. Because I'm talking to Bunches at the moment about whether or not we can train that and yeah, if we can train it, then we can go from there. Sunday night show. If you're not already on Bunches, just for Richard, I've got 2 end of season award cups, limited edition. They are the only 2. There's one in blue, I think, and one in pink. I don't know if I've got it. Rich, if you've got that video handy on your phone, can you send it WhatsApp to me, and I can put the video up of it or the picture up, because I don't know if I've got it or handy anyway. And then, so Sunday night, we will go through the Bunches lookalikes, and we will pick 2 winners. One of you will get a pink cup, one of you will get a blue cup, and they are limited edition. They are the only ones, and they say end of season winner, but we will do it for the lookalikes. So if you're not already on the lookalikes, but you're on Bunches, go over to Bunches, sign up, and basically get onto our lookalikes. And what you got to do is post a picture of a lookalike of me, Stephen, Jason, any of the viewers. Just all you got to do is put the name and the picture. That's it. Name, picture, job done. Post it. We will go through it over the next day or 2, and then we'll have a final look through it when we're live on Sunday, and then we will pick a winner. And whoever that is, if there's like 3 or 4 of you with the same picture, then we'll put you in a draw. But 2 people will win a prize on. So if you're a lady, I have a pink cup. Not meaning to be sexist, but I do have a pink cup, and I do have a blue cup. So if you want to get involved, get in between now and Sunday. By the time we go live, and then we can pick a winner and go from there. I think we're pretty much there or thereabouts. I think we've covered everything. Has Omar got a pint glass on his head? No, that weren't Omar. I think that was quite funny. And the thing we've got, have you seen that? You've seen that video, haven't you?
Yeah.
I think the funniest bit with that video is that the geezer didn't wake up when he dropped the pint.
No, that's right. Yeah.
Pint drops on the floor, and it's like poured, and it hasn't, mate. David or Family Tournaments, as he's known, mate, he's watching this on massively delayed, because he's now going, if Alex Mitchell rumour is true, no, it's not true, he is going. The medical's done. I think it's basically done deal. I just don't think
the announcement is just next. The announcement would have been done already, but it's only because of the Sarkic tragedy that it hasn't. So you can pretty much class Alex Mitchell as a Charlton player.
Yeah, 100%. And don't assume gender, Mickey. I didn't, and don't spell my name with an E. I don't have 2 black ears. So, yeah, it's there's no E in my name, mate. So, yeah. The picture of the Scotsman on Bunches was funny. Yeah, it was. Yeah. The one with his body. It was funny. Right, Bunches, and I'm talking to him to help him make it a lot more UK terminology better for football, getting them ready for the new season, right? And I'm helping him do this with another lad who's Everton lad. So we're both sitting there discussing, telling them what's what, like it's called football, it's not called soccer, it's called football. And you need to do this, you need to do that. And the amount of Americans who are going, that's a great Photoshop picture of someone with their bollocks out. And you're like, no, Scots don't wear anything under their kilts. That's probably not Photoshopped. No, it must be. You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't post pictures like that. No, that's how it is. So your final Bunches is it's really funny. The more Brits we get on there, the better it is because we confuse the fuck out of the Americans with some of our banter. So if you look at this post, what I posted earlier with this show, underneath it is the Euro Bunch. If you get onto the Euro Bunch, and then join ours, follow us on there, and then you'll find the other ones from us. But the looky-likey one is the one to get into. No, you're right, Alex. I don't mind. I'm going to take the piss. That would be the one to do. So yeah, that would be it. So yeah, hopefully most of you have noticed now that you don't have that Talk Sport at the beginning no more. We've moved over to a different company called Sports Social. Hopefully we'll have better things coming for us. You should be able to find us a lot easier. We're now using a platform on Spotify, so hopefully now certain people have been letting me know that now you get notifications when we post a show that it appears on Spotify straight away, which is great. So yeah, we can see. Jay, speak for a minute while I just do something to get the picture of this cup up so that people can see what we're going to give away.
Yeah, no worries. So if you are watching the France and Netherlands games and you have got fantasy implications on it, it is still 0-0. And Mbappe started on the bench for me, which was a massive problem.
He's on the bench now, though, isn't he?
And, I was just going to say he's still on the bench, which is a massive problem for me. But this game it's just 2 very even teams. I think that looking at the game, though, either one of them would pump us. That's the downside to this is, they're fluid movement. They're both trying to get after one another. They're spreading it really well. They're compact and they're playing as teams. They've got 2 really, really good managers. Deschamps, one of the best international managers of a generation, really. So it's I'm worried for England in this tournament. I'm worried for England going forward with the next manager.
In the Dutch guy, yeah, and either Everton. Didn't he used to be Everton?
Everton, yeah, and he was at where was he at after Everton? I can't remember where he was at after Everton. He went back abroad, didn't he? But I've got Dan Riggs, yeah, you're absolutely right, mate. I've got Virgil. I'd love him to pop up with a little 89th minute header or something, but it's a cagey game. But I do worry for us. I do worry for England. It is very much like watching Millwall at the moment. England, it's painful. We've had being a Millwall fan and an England fan combined this year has been fucking horrible, isn't it? It's been devastating as a football fan for us, especially as Millwall fans and England fans. It's like watching both, watching the same teams. Like Millwall season's just been extended. Harry Dad, any truth in Marcus Eunice coming? He was meant to be coming Jan. Nothing.
Is that Aussie one what people keep going about?
Nothing. In terms of incomings, it's very, very tight-lipped. There was one signing, a development contract, I believe that was signed, futures contract, a professional contract, which is good. So we're getting some youth signed in. But yeah, I'd imagine with the teams starting to report back, not to duty with training with the clubs, but they're coming off their holidays now and they're starting to do a little bit of running, get themselves back into.
But they're back at the end of the week. They're back Wednesday, aren't they?
Yeah, so they're getting themselves into the swing of things now before they come back officially. So I imagine things, if they were going to start happening as of Monday. So I hope it will be a busier week. I doubt it, but it has to be.
No, that's it.
It's. I think we're just hanging on to see out the rest of this France game, as there's only sort of about.
Yeah. Right in there. I'm just going to show you something else. What we're looking at, and we're testing them at the moment, but hopefully they'll be ready by the start of the season. These look. Don't know. Can you see that?
Yeah.
You see, look, branded hoodies. You see. So we're trying some bits from hats and some other bits and pieces, mate. So you will be able to get some merch, but don't panic. We're not going full on named, like full on massive names, but yeah, they're like.
Yeah, good comment, Pete, as well. While Mick is showing you that, yeah, the fixtures, as Dan rightly says below, fixtures come out Wednesday. We're back in training this week, so there'll be a lot more Millwall content to come while we're covering the Euros. So we'll analyse the fixture list. And we'll pick out the games that we all look for when the fixture list comes out, and we'll also hopefully have some transfer news.
We've got some limited edition stuff once the fixture list comes out, mate. So some of you boys will definitely be wanting some of that. Right, this is what you can win for the lookalike. Okay. End of season winner, 23-24. So we need to get rid of them. We need to do them now before we lead into them. So yeah, Millwall hiring stewards. Have they binned off the agency? Don't know. Good. Don't know. I've not seen any adverts. Depends how many they're hiring, because the agency is always easier to keep, and also they don't need to have any qualifications as such. So yeah, let me just answer a couple of these questions what come through while we're out. Wednesday is when the fixtures come out, obviously when the players come back. Chris, Spotify is free for podcasts. You just need a basic account and it's free for that. B Lion, I don't know if you can come back to me on there. Do you have YouTube and do you tick the notification buttons and it still doesn't work? One of the things reason why I moved over to Sports Social is they are in the process of potentially bringing an app. So there is ways of what we've been looking at, or I've been looking at, and an app is a great way if you can get it on your phone. Bunches potentially can do this as well. Is that basically you can get, when a new show comes out, it gets linked onto the app, and then basically what that does is if you've joined up to the app, it basically sends you a push notification, so it will send you a text or stuff like that. I've tried Telegram, which has worked fairly well, but it's a bit cumbersome. I've got one running at the moment with every Millwall show what comes out, it sends a Telegram message, so that will go. But yeah, Bunches I'm hoping can potentially do it, and also Sports Social will be having an app, and they'll be able to do it. So somewhere along the line it will be doing it, or what we'll look at doing maybe is we just create a mailing list or something, and then you'll just get it. We can set that up an auto that it will just literally send to you, so you'll get an inbox. But we got new website content being done and dusted, so that will come out next year. So there'll be a lot more content going on there, and I think realistically that there'll be a lot more driving towards our content, our different avenues, looking at when shows are coming out and all that. So yeah, I don't think you'll necessarily miss a lot. Hopefully you won't, but yeah, any problems, just let us know. I don't know what it is with YouTube. I mean, I don't even know how to talk to them to find out. It should be every time we put something out, it should literally send a notification, but I think there's probably algorithms, what it does, and et cetera, et cetera. But it is weird. It gives me notifications on loads of shows what I didn't realise I was following, I didn't click the notification bell and it did it. So yeah.
But even still, the thumbnail goes into bunches hours before the show. So if you're having trouble with notifications, get over to the Bunches app and you get everything posted in there, times, dates, and the thumbnails there. So yeah, if you're having trouble on there.
We are hoping that come next season you will have structured times. So, there'll be a live show on this day, pre-recorded show on this day. This day will be a podcast. This day will be a podcast. That day will be YouTube. So we're looking at YouTube will be on certain times, a couple of times a week, whatever. Live show will be once or twice a week at this time and vice versa. So you should be able to get a diary. There should be a more open bit. We've got a few things to do over the summer, but yeah, we're trying to make it as easy as it is for you guys to watch and as easy for you guys to keep up and share and, follow. But yeah, get yourself onto Spotify. If you're not already there, give us a follow. It means nothing. Same as on here, subscribe on here. It means nothing to you, but what it does mean to us is it helps us play into their algorithm. And also, if you're watching on Spotify or listening on Spotify, you will be able to watch on Spotify shortly as well. Because we're going to be able to post videos on Spotify. I would just say send us a review if you want, because that helps us out as well. That keeps us up the charts and stuff like that. So, well, that's it. I think we're pretty much done. I'm going to post this out as one episode, I think, unless I split the England bit up, but I think we just post it out.
Yeah, we've got 2 minutes left in the Holland game. It's still 0-0.
So we're waiting until the end of this.
Yeah, it's still got 2 minutes left. Holland with the ball. Just going to do a little running.
I don't think I can get 16 XL Dan. So yeah, that's for you looking like your pictures, you little fuckwit. So yeah, no, I don't know yet, mate. I'm still looking. I'm testing on a couple of different ones. So they're normal branded hoodies I'm trialing at the minute with these patches. So yeah, they're safe. But I need to make sure that they wash up okay. I want to wash them a few times and make sure that they're okay and all that, because the last thing I want to do is do a Millwall of oldies where they sell you a shirt for a fortune and then it all goes off. So yeah, this show was much better than watching England. Yeah, I'm a 4XL.
Yeah, fucking much worse than that at the moment.
I'm a 4XL, you cheeky hobbit. When's England playing next? Tuesday, is it, or Thursday?
Tuesday. What was we this week? Thursday, weren't we? Yeah, so Tuesday at 8 p.m, I believe we are.
Maybe we should do a live watch along just so we can laugh at them.
I'll get too angry. I won't have a monitor at the end of it. That's just the way it's going. It's
Would you like to see Jay get angry and do it? Would you watch? I don't think you'd watch it. Would you watch a live watch along though if we did England? I don't think many people would, to be fair, because you'd be watching. I don't know. No, England shit. It could be worthwhile, couldn't it? Do you know what I mean? We could invent a drinking game, couldn't we?
I'm up for a watch along. I'd love a watch along.
Yeah,
I think watch alongs are good. The thing with watch alongs.
Yeah, you've lost your body now, Jay.
Yeah, I'll roll my sleeves up so you can see. The thing with watch alongs are good for like Millwall away days. Not everyone can make the away days, and if not everyone wants to pay.
Vest, Joe?
No, I'm not. I've binned the vests off last time. I got grief over it, didn't I? So I've binned the vest off. But we could do the watch-alongs for the away games because not everyone wants to pay a tenner or VPN or whatever. Do you know what I mean? So we could do away games if people want to see it. I can't believe Mbappe didn't get on in this fucking game. That's really pissed me off.
We've got our orders, mate. Someone's told us to fuck off.
Yeah.
Oh, giddy up and get away. Oh, we're going Millwall and we're going today. Here we go. Rocking all over the dance.
See you later. Bye. Thanks, Jay, for joining us.